Hello everyone, Eileen here. I'm back with you today with another Lavinia Stamps video tutorial. And today I'm featuring one of the new mermaids. This mermaid, I believe the name is pronounced Althea. She's beautiful and gorgeous and she just fits on this size card. And the card that I'm using is multifarious cardstock and it's an A4 sheet. And I've folded it and then I've cut it to 20 centimetres in length by 14 centimetres in width, and she just fits in the middle of this card. Right, away we go. Let me show you how. As previously stated, it's a multifarious cardstock and I've already got it primed up, cut, folded, and I'm using Sweet Poppy stencil tape to give me a frame right around the edges, as I've done many times before, because I really do like the look of this sort of one layer card. And she fits, the beautiful mermaid just fits in the middle of this. But to start off, I needed to do a background. Now I've been doing a lot of angled backgrounds with distress inks using the Sweet Poppy stencil spreader, and that gives me absolutely crisp, lovely right angles, triangles, straight lines, any sort of angles or lines that you like. But I wanted, for this background, I wanted something softer. So I'm going to go back to my card. I'm going to show you that I've sort of got a not a circular line, but it's a curve, and all of the parts of this background are all curves, all just in different coloured distress inks. And I didn't have anything to really give me that long curve, so I made it. And I just found a piece of thick acetate up in my other craft room, and I've just drew a line with a Sharpie. Not very good, I must say. It was a bit of a mess in some areas. See, can't even draw a straight line, so true. And then I cut it with a pair of scissors. And that's sort of given me mountains or hills, or I don't know if you can see it too well. But you get the idea. And this is what I used. I mean, if you haven't got any acetate, you could try using a piece of cardstock, but I found that it wasn't very slick for the brushes coming off of the cardstock. There was a bit of a drag on it. So, but with the acetates, very slick, the brushes on it. And, or you could use some old plastic packaging, maybe, that you've had an item or two come through the door. Anyway, this is what I've used, and this is how I did it. Popping it down, I'm not using any magnets or anything like that. I've got some brushes here, and these are colour coordinated brushes. I've got so many of these things, but I love them and I use them all. Some of them I'm very grateful have been gifts from some of my friends. I've got a gold set that's absolutely beautiful. I've got these coloured ones. In fact, I've got 2 sets of these. Look, loads, absolutely loads. But I use them all. And then I've got the normal black ones, and so I'm doing all right for brushes. Now, let's start. Distress inks, festive berries, faded jeans, mustard seed, and then later on milled lavender. But starting off with the 3 primary colours first. And you probably will be surprised that I've used such strong colours, because that card looks quite subtle. It isn't very vivid at all, so you can make it as pale or as vivid as you like. I was very sparing with the ink and the pressure on the brushes, so that I wanted a quite a subtle background. So starting off with red and a piece of copy paper to take off some of the ink, and then I'm just going to start going out quite a wide space from my homemade acetate, what would you call it? Stencil? Mask? Mask. It's a mask, isn't it? Yes. And now changing and turning it a little. So now I'm going out with yellow, mustard seed. Not loading up the brush too much and taking some of the ink off onto my spare copy paper. And now I'm going for blue. Pop it there. Now gently with the blue, Eileen, because it is faded jeans, and faded jeans is quite a strong colour. That's nice. I'm going quite wide with the space that I'm giving to each colour. So I don't really want small lines or swathes of colour. I want sort of a tranche of each. Now that's got a few marks in it, that one. That line. It's got a few, what's the word that I'm looking for? Splodges, that's it. So I'm going to pop on some yellow and see if I can blend them out. And of course it will give me a few greens and hopefully an orange or two if it goes into the red. Not brilliant, but I can live with that. Okay. So coming out again and again, quite a wide area because I want to cover this card pretty quickly. That's a smoother blend. And then red, more red. And again, wider area, and I'm going right up to the tape all the way round. There's no gaps. You can if you like. I mean, it's nice to have a bit of white space, but I want it right up to the tape so it gives me a nice frame. Now a bit of blue, just to break up some of that red. And again, I've got another splodge. I'm not being as careful as I usually am, I must admit. Okay, let's splodge it all the way then. Let's increase it. So it will give me more blue, more pressure, give me a deeper colour. Let's see if I can calm it down by increasing the amount of ink that I'm putting on. So it looks as if it's meant to be. A bit of yellow there as well, I think. We'll see what that looks like when it closes. That's not too bad. Now I want some yellow down here, so changing the angle right the way around. And another one here. I sort of, oh yes, I'm liking that. I'll have another one there. And I think I might just go over the top with another bit of red. I'm totally winging this, there's no plan, I'm just putting the acetate at any angle I like just to fill any gaps or spaces that I'm not really keen on. There. And I think that I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's quite bright. Yes, I'm liking that. So stop while I'm ahead. Put these out of the way, move the brushes, and the next thing I'm going on to is the stencil. Now I've got one of the stencils from Lavinia Stamps, and it's called Flourish. It is a favourite. It is well loved. I use this a lot. I make no excuses for using it a lot. I just love the look of it. Purple brush, and this is where the milled lavender comes in. I wanted to use a purple, but I didn't want it to be too vivid. I didn't want it to be, I wanted it to settle in the background, but I still wanted to see it. Starting at the bottom, and I'm pressing quite heavily, and I'm not taking any ink off because it's such a pale colour. And I'm just going up the stencil, not right to the top, concentrating it more at the bottom, going right across. And you won't be able to see it very well. This sort of milled lavender is very subtle, and I'm not going to see the image that I'm getting until I remove the stencil or mask. It's another mask. Let's have a look. Well, that's quite nice. Can you see that? I'm liking that. I'm really liking that. Now's my opportunity. See those splodges there and those splodges over there? Let's see if I can use the stencil to mask them. This one won't be the problem. The one over here might be. That one's done. This one needs a bit more. Quite heavy-handed with this. Yes. Now, that's covered up my mistake there. So that's not looking too bad at all. That's covered that up. This one, see I've got a lot of blue there. See what I can do with that. I don't think the milled lavender is going to have any effect on that. I think it needs to be... I'm going to try yellow. Now this could go horribly wrong. Horribly, horribly wrong. Or it could be my saviour. I think it's gone horribly wrong. Oh well, never mind, get on. I mean, it's not too bad. We won't know until this is off at the end. And maybe you're not seeing what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing a sort of a bit of a splodge with a bit of yellow stenciled work over the top that really isn't doing it for me. Oh, we can't have winners every time, can we? Once now and again might be good. Now, here she is. Let's get the main feature on. Actually, I'm going to do the words first because that might help cover up this area again and save it. So, hold on, girl. Won't be long. Now, this is the stamp is called, of course, it's Lavinia, and it is called, where's my Spirit of the Sea, I think this is called. Water Spirit, right, Water Spirit verse, and it's really lovely, and I'm going to use it as a text background stamp as I normally do, and I'm using VersaFine Twilight. And I'm just gently tapping, and I need my stamp pad for this. Gently tapping, and then I'm taking off. Let me just see that you're getting what I'm supposed to be showing you. Yep, I'm taking off 1, 2 generations, now starting at the top, and then pressing, and then I'm going to press. Now this is the area that's ugly. This is my ugly spot, okay? And I'm just going to press that down. I might have saved the ugly spot, and then I'm not going to press so heavily this time because this is a pretty spot. Okay, well, I may have got away with that. Yeah, until I get the main image on, I really won't know. And here she goes, but I'm not using the stamp pad here. I'm going to use my stamp press. Using my Misty. Magnets. Card. It's upside down. Pop that in there. That's it. 1, 2. I'm right up against the side, down to the bottom so that it's really secure. And then my beautiful mermaid. And I just want to make sure she's on. So she's there. She's just there, and I think I'm going to have to turn around to make sure the image is all in the middle of the card. And now she is. Press down firmly. Over. Onyx black. Nocturne. Not onyx black. Versifying Clear Nocturne. I'm thinking of versifying onyx black. Gentle tapping. Big stamp. Really juicy ink pad. I get lots of people say to me, I have trouble stamping, I can't, the image doesn't come out. How long have you had the ink pad? Oh, well, I've had it 5 years, but I've only used it twice. Okay. So we have a little discussion, and I help as much as I can. Right. I think that I'm done there. A kitchen roll just to do this edge, this side, and a little bit around the top. Some of the ink sort of just spread a bit, and then over she goes. And I'm standing up now, gentle pressure. Let the ink soak into the cardstock, and then I'm going to start gently pressing. Right. Lots of pressure now, firmly. Okay, let's see. Oh yes, stunning, absolutely stunning. Do you know, I prefer those deeper colours too. I think they look better. Right, let's remove the magnets. Oh, one of them bit back then, nearly got my finger. I just moved it in time. They're vicious, aren't they? Vicious. Okay. So, what have we got? We have got a beautiful mermaid in the middle of a not too bad background, actually. So I'm just going to remove the tape so you get the big reveal. Lovely crisp edge. I've got a bent corner there, but I think that will be okay. that's the third one, and that's a lovely crisp edge as well. So far so good. And this is the last one. Oh, do you know, I'm really loving that. That's really nice. Now, I have a confession to make. This is my original card, and as you can see, I've stamped some stars and then put some blobs in that. I think that's well over the top, and I think the balance is all wrong. So I made a decision that when I make the next card, I'm not going to use the stars, I'm just going to use the white enamel accents. I think that's just too much. And so, and with this, I think it will spoil it. Now with this one, I did some silver lines. I don't know if you can see them along the bottom of the stencil. So I'm going to do those. And I used one of these silver sparkly pens from Uniball Signio. So all I did was randomly, and you've seen me do this before, randomly just go around some of the stenciled image, highlighting some areas, leaving others, so that it just brings it to the foreground and adds a bit of interest, not being too careful. So just here and there, and as much or as little as you like. I'm going to pop some up there. I mean, I've gone further up the stencil with this one, and I think that might be the way forward rather than the original, because it looks better with more stenciled areas. So I would really follow what I did here and put more stenciled images on rather than the sample card that I did. Yes, I'm really liking that. Okay, just put a few more. As you can see, I'm really not being very careful. Just here and there, and I'm going to hold it up so I'm hoping you can see where the it's really shiny. Can you see that? Yeah, I'm really liking that. And I've got loads of ink. Oh, look. Ah, where did I get all that from? Hey ho, never mind. I don't think there's any harm done. Let's wipe my fingers. And hopefully I'll be able to get rid of that splodge at the bottom there. If I can't, I might even just paint it over. I've got black ink on the side and black ink on the corner. Let's see if I can save it. This is my Tombow Mono sand eraser for ink rubber. It works brilliantly on dye-based inks. This is Claire, which is more of a pigment ink. Let's see how well it does on that. See if I can get that off. And this is a sand eraser, and the number of this is 512A. And I use this a lot when I get ink everywhere, and I'm known for getting ink everywhere. So let's have a go at this. It will remove some of the layers of the card. It really will. It won't be noticeable, but it will be there. All right, I'm just going to have another one. It's pretty good. There we go. It's got rid of most of that. And I think that I probably will get away with that. There's another little bit here on the spine of the card. And I think I can get rid of all that too. Oh, that's good. I really like this. I don't want to ruin it. Okay. Now, enamel accents, and that's all I'm going to put onto this card. So it'll be different to the other one. And I'll just put 5 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them's got a tail. Can you see that? So I've got a bamboo skewer thing here. Oh, it was something in the enamel accent itself. A hair or something. It has to be perfect. Okay, I can probably put a little bit of silver around that when it's dry, because there's a residue of the enamel there at the side. Oh, like a dog with a bone, I can't leave it alone if it's a mess. No, it's coming right off. Right, let's get rid of that altogether. Okay, so I got rid of that. And now I'm going to reapply it over the top, and hopefully I'll make the dome big enough to cover what I originally got wrong. Oh, a few mistakes this card, but managed to save it so far. Ah, that's better. Yep. And then this one looks a bit wishy-washy. So I'll have that one there. Yes, that's not bad. Okay, I think I'm done. And I feel very lucky that I've got away with what I did. So, the joys of crafting, eh? So let's see. There's the one that I've just done, and I'm in love with that, okay? I'm in love with that. Here's the one that I did earlier, and I love it a lot. I do like it a lot, but it's more subtle, but I didn't like the balance that it gave me in that area. I didn't like it, but it's still nice. It's still nice. Then I did another one as well. I know, I'm productive, I know. And this is a totally different mermaid. And I can't remember her name, but I can get it for you. And I will tell you the colours that I've used. She's Astrid, this one. So that's Astrid. Now, I used exactly the same acetate mask that I used before, but I did get some straight lines that I wasn't terribly keen on, because I did want those curvy lines. I'm loving the curvy lines. But she's still pretty, and the colours that I've used on her were, just in case you want to go a bit more subtle, Scattered Straw, Tattered Rose, Shabby Shutters, and then for the stenciled area, which is down here, I used Tumbled Glass, and I also used a white pen as well. I didn't use the speckled egg down this area, because quite a few of you haven't got that, and I was trying to be kind and not show off that I have. Sorry. I've got the pickle in me today. Right, okay. It's because I'm crafting all day, and I'm going to craft with some friends, and I'm really looking forward to it. Not here, no, virtually. Right, so there we have it. There it is. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, a plethora of mermaids. Thanks ever so much for looking today. I've really enjoyed myself, and I hope that you enjoy doing this too. Thank you for all the lovely comments that you leave me, and I'll see you next week. I'm doing a Sweet Poppy stencil card, and maybe another visible image if I can fit it in. And I'll be back next weekend with Lavinia Stamps again. Bye for now, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.